So let's give it up one more time for Scott Pleasance.
All right, cool. Now, I had a dream. When dreams really do come true. Yesterday, I was in the projects with Akai Gurley, and I asked him about the guy in the other apartment, both on John. He told me the guy was really cool and asked me if I wanted to go to Walmart with William Chapman to see what a stun gun looks like and to show it to Eric Harris. So I said, cool, let me see if Trayvon Martin can meet us there. I told him it may be chilly, so wear your hoodie, and we can probably also check out the small pocket knives for Freddie Gray. I wasn't sure how we were going to get there, so I asked Stefan Clark if I could hold his cell phone for a minute to call Miles Hall and ask for help. He said, if you can't get a ride, Oscar Grant knows the train schedules. Also, can you check and see if they have that book that Keith Scott was reading the other day in his car? Now, nobody picked up their cell phone, so we started walking around the block, just videotaping, and we saw Walter Scott running away from something. Laquan McDonald started walking away too, and then Terrence Crutcher jumped out of his SUV because he thought something was wrong with it. We then hopped into the back seat of the car that was driven by Sandra Bland with Jordan Davis in the front seat. We couldn't hear the radio, so he reached over and turned up the music. On our way, we saw Corey Jones trying to fix his car and asked him if he needed a ride. But he said he was good because his boys, Sean Reed and Anthony Hall, were home from the military and were on their way. He said he was going to hit up Yusuf Hawkins later to check out some used cars. As we were driving through the neighborhood, we saw Ahmaud Aubrey jogging down the street and Philip Pennell running through the yard. Then we saw that little kid, Tamir Rice, playing in the park. We told him to go home and that he should stop by Atiana Jefferson's house. She will come to the window to make sure that it's you. Now, don't knock very hard because our little sister, Ayiana Jones, may be sleeping on the couch and we don't want you to wake her. Also, if you see Gregory Hall by the garage or Jamarian Robinson comes to open the door, you will be good. When we left the park, we stopped by Breonna Taylor's apartment just to check on her. She was sleeping because she's one of those medical essential workers. Then we went to the corner store so I can grab something to drink. When I got to the register, I realized that I had left my money in the car. That's when Amadou Diallo reached into his wallet and said, I got you. He also gave a 20 spot to George Floyd, who was right behind me. On my way out of the store, we stopped by the street and picked up a CD from my man Alton Sterling and a cigarette from Eric Gardner. They said, if you drive by the university, say what's up to Samuel Du Bois. I said, sure. And before I can get back to the car, who do I see waving his arms above his head, calling my name? It's Big Mike Brown. He gave me a dab and said he heard Sean Bell was having a bachelor's party tonight and that we should stop through. I thought this was going to be the craziest day ever, so I asked Philando Castillo to turn on his Facebook Live. Suddenly, I felt a sensation, an intermittent and light tapping. Right away, I knew that familiar vibration that draws me into reality each morning. With my eyes still aglaze, I reached to my nightstand and picked up my cell phone. I immediately hit the Facebook app and began to scroll through my newsfeed. I had awakened from the depths of this dream, but the people felt so real. I actually saw them. I actually spoke to them. I actually knew them by name, but I was certain that this was only a dream. There was no way that they would appear on my timeline. To my initial astonishment and subsequent disappointment, everyone that I began to search for was there. Everybody within each situation that I had encountered in my dream was real, was a story or a headline in the news, and the world was on fire again. May 30th, 2020, some dreams really do come true, even the bad ones. Peace.
Listen, we almost missed that, everybody. We almost missed that. And when I tell you to go back and watch this again and listen again, there was so much that was done there, Scott. And I just want to comment on one thing that hit me, which was, first of all, catching all of the names, right? The narrative in itself, the concept in itself, we could talk about those. The writing itself, we could talk about. But what I couldn't let go of, and I think this is why, for me, this was so effective, was that just the number of names. The number of names. First, it's, wow, he took the time and put all of these people here and brought them back, in a sense, right here. And then it was just, this is how much this happens. And, you know, to continually hear that. Thank you so much for both of the pieces that you shared. Thank you for that, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.